Good morning. Thursday, April 9th. For those of you who took your test yesterday, congratulations to most of you. I saw a lot of very nice grades. For those of you that posted questions that they wanted me to answer, I have a few of those. I'm going to do that. Reminder, uh, you know, okay. Uh, I do not have the video for Plop Plop Fizz Fizz. I don't want to put two videos up because I don't want you to miss my video. I'm going to do it. We have time. Uh, we kind of got a little pressure off of us because the regions have been canceled. So we don't have to worry about finishing everything early and then having to review for the regions. We'll finish everything in a timely fashion. So that's good news. Let me get to answering the questions. I think it was 56, 57, and 73 were the ones that I specifically had questions on. They all involved Le Chatelier's principle. And I think the people that had questions or problems with those probably had those questions and problems because of remembering or needing to remember the direction of shift, which way we move. So here are the rules again. Okay. If we increase any one of the chemical formulas in there, it's going to go away from that chemical. So if we increase a chemical that's on the left, it's going to go away, it's going to go on the right or towards the right. Increase in temperature, you're going to go away from the side with heat. It could either say heat, energy, it might also say a certain number of kilojoules or kilocalories, which are units of heat. And then increase in pressure is a little bit more complicated because we have to add the number of gas moles. Uh, it could be 3H2 plus 2NH3. Those are both gases. So that actually would be 5 moles of a gas, yielding 2NH3. That's 2 moles of a gas. So you add up the number of gas moles on either side of your equilibrium arrow, and then you shift in that direction. First problem that I'm going to do is number 56. It says 2HBr, 2HBr plus heat. I'm writing the word heat, but it says 17.4 kcals. It's just a unit of heat in equilibrium with H2 plus Br2. Okay? Now, in terms of gases, these are all gases. So this is the type of reaction that pressure will not affect. There's two HBRs. There's one H2, one Br2. It says they're all gases. So it's 2 and 2. Pressure would not shift this reaction. It would have no effect on it. But they're not saying pressure in the question. It says temperature. It says when the temperature is increased, the equilibrium will shift. So the rule for temperature, increase in temperature, you're going away from the heat. The heat is here. Increase the temperature, we're going to go away from the heat. That means this reaction is going to go to the right. The right side is away from the heat. The heat would be on the left. That means these guys are more. This guy is less. Okay, that would make the answer to the question shifting the equilibrium to the right, and the HBr will decrease. The answer would be A. Right. Number 57 is pretty much the same thing, I think. Sure, it's pretty much the same thing. Heat's on the left. We're going to ask about the HIs again. I guess the HIs are going to increase this time. I'll rewrite the equation, and I'll keep it with our rules. H2 plus I2 plus heat yields 2 HI. Okay, that's our equation. It says what will be the result of increase in temperature. This one too has the heat on the left. That's why I said it's very much the same as the other one. It's going to shift to the right. So this side becomes more. these will become less. When I look at my choices, the equilibrium will shift to the right and HI will increase. So that one is C. 56 is A, 57 is C. Okay. And 73, I had gotten a question on. It was the same type of a question. It was a shifting. This was the N2 and the H2 one. Okay. So let me clear my board. Remember, this one was a concentration of pressure. Okay, if the pressure is, this is a pressure one. Okay. It says N2 plus 3H2, N2 plus 3H2. There were 4 there. It's a 2. Yields 2 NH3. Okay. So there's 4 moles of gas here, 2 moles of gas here. I'm writing the sum moles because it talks about the pressure. If the pressure is increased, right? So increase in pressure, we're going to move from the side away from most gas side. So this is the most gas side. I'm going to move away from it. Again, it's going to go right. Most of the questions seem to go right. That doesn't mean that they all go right. The 3 that I had questions on happen to go right. You know, don't fall into that as a trap, because if the question is a shift left, you're automatically going to get it wrong. So shifting to the right, this side is more, these become less. Okay, so there's going to be an increase in the number of moles of A, the NH3 only. N2, H2 will both decrease. They will not increase. Okay. Let me see if I can find one that deals with a concentration. That's the only one. I'll do 71. It's the only one that I didn't see as an example. Actually, no, the concentration may increase. It's not what I wanted to ask specifically. Let me see if I can flip back, find one more that asks more or less what I like. You know, maybe I'll do 2. The addition of a catalyst that doesn't give a shift. I'll find one that's nice. It's a pressure one again. I don't see any concentration ones. Did they not give you any? Look at this, I can't find. Most of them seem to deal with temperature. You know what? 58. I'll do 58. It's actually good because it's the same equation. The choices have concentration in it. Okay, I'm not even going to go through all the choices, and then actually might cover everything that I wanted to discuss with you. Looking at 58, turn to 58. It says, given the equilibrium representing the reaction, okay, we want it to go to the right. So let's look at A, right? It says decreasing the concentration of H. You know what? I'm going to go to the answer first. The answer for this is C. Okay. It says increasing the concentration of N2. Remember, increasing one chemical, we go away from the chemical. So if I increase the N2, we're going to go away from the N2. That's the right. It means I'm going to get more in H3 and actually less H2. We couldn't ask about the N2 because we've added more. You couldn't figure that out. Well, actually, you can, but it just goes beyond the scope of our course. You're going to get less H2, more NH3 when you add N2, because N2 uses H2 to make the NH3. So this will go down, this will get more. That's the stress driving it to the right. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, C would have been the answer for 58. If I go back and look at choice A, remember, all the rules that I list are the rules for increasing. The decrease would just be exactly the opposite. So when you get a question that says decreasing something, think first, Well, what would happen if I increased N2, H2? I'm looking at choice A for 58. If I increase H2, it would move away from the H2 and go to the right. Increase H2, go to the right. So now I'm going to decrease H2. That means choice A would make it go to the left. Okay. So I think I've actually covered one of each in all circumstances. I've covered one that decreases. I covered a pressure, temperature, and a concentration. Okay, so I've reviewed all of those. So hopefully that would be enough. But I mean, still, if you want to ask more questions, we're working at our own pace here. Please do so. Send them. I'll answer in the morning. Check my messages throughout the course of the day, on and off, and then I'll post in the morning. Like I said, for those of you that got the 80s, 90s, and 100s on that CASEL Learning Test, fantastic. I know a couple of you asked about resetting your email. I have no control over that. That's district controlled. Your Edmodo account, your email account, and your CASEL Learning account have the same passwords as your district account, because the district sets it all up with these companies. Like, I don't even log into CASEL Learning. I log into district. I get my email, I get Edmodo, and I get CASEL Learning just by going through my screen. If maybe, and I don't know, you reset your email password and write it down so you don't forget it, all those other passwords should be the same. If not, maybe you can email Miss Cristallo. She's working too, of course. We're all at work. It's a regular work week for us. Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter week. Okay. Governor took that away. All right, Passover, Governor took it away. So we got to continue to work. So she's working just like all the other teachers are. So reach out to her. She has more knowledge of this than me. Other than that, have a great day. Remember, I'm probably going to put up a video tomorrow, including the Alka-Seltzer song, unless I get a lot more questions, and I'll address that in video form. Okay? Have a great afternoon.